Back in the garage to carry on with our custom COE frame. So on the previous videos, obviously we'd raided the frame rails and then they got stored indoors quite simply because the weather was pretty good and I wanted to spray the cab. Obviously I didn't want moisture in the air, so it kind of made sense to just jump onto the cab work. With it being blasted as well, I didn't kind of want it to rust and whatnot. So with the cab done behind me, it's time to get back on with the frame itself. Now, obviously I've got some custom top arms I've made, tubular CDS. We've got custom bottom arms, we've got obviously the front clipping sections. But essentially it's all going to be a case of just welding the frame together now. There is a few bits I need to work out, i.e. where the front cross member goes. Now I have worked that out months and months ago. But in all honesty, I can't really remember where it is, so I need to dig out the paperwork on that. And additionally, things like the top arms, where they mount, we need to make the tubes for those, make sure they're in the correct position where they need to be, and make sure kind of all the front end geometry is correct. So, first things first, got to tidy up the garage, chuck you guys on time lapse, and then hopefully we're going to get on to the good stuff. So we are now with the chassis rails on the table, buzzing. Also, we might be able to do it with the cab in. The only thing I'm going to have to do is obviously protect that from sparks and grinder. So I don't know, still make outside at this point, but it's cold out there. So what are we doing? Well, the first thing first, I'm going to have to weld in some temporary bracing. So I want to square the frame up. Obviously, we've got the marks that I put on in the previous video, but essentially as long as the lines mark up, we should have it square. But additionally, I've made some of these in the 3D printer. So these are perfect 90 degree. Fits this in there exactly as you can see. So that should allow me to pop the central sections in and do some very small tacks. Now obviously this is PLA material. It's not great with heat. So I'm going to do one small tack with low ampage TIG. And then leave it to cool, do the other one, and vice versa. We're going to get two main rail kind of crosser members in. They are going to come out because they're going to be in the way of the engine and the running gear. But the reason I'm putting those in is because it will allow me to obviously square the frame up to then weld in the rear section. So I've got some tubular CDS, which are going to be welded in here, and these can be welded in permanently. Then I can't remember from memory if there's one on the bottom. There may be. And then obviously with the rear fully welded, we'll still have the obviously two central ones tacked in, but it'll then allow me to put the front clip in, and I can obviously fully weld that up. And then once all that's welded, so we've got the front section fully welded, the rear section with the cross members fully welded, and then probably I'll get on to doing boxing the rear off completely. I'll then may be able to remove those two central temporary sections. So it's a bit of a long-winded process, but it's trying to keep everything square on the table. The other bonus with these is a spaced 10mm. Now the reason I've done that is because whenever you weld anything, you'll be able to see I've dressed back the welds on this because there's obviously a big plate going to be going on here. Similarly, there's going to be some tubes going on the inside. Whereas all the other welds kind of that I do from now forwards, I'm going to be leaving the big thick MIG weld. I don't like dressing back welds. If it's a nice weld, why do you dress it back? It's nice to see a good weld. But additionally, the problem that I normally have with that is the weld will then, for instance, sit lower on this and then you can't then sit it flat on the table. However, with these spacers, I'm going to be able to just put spacers underneath it, clamp it down to the spacers, and the chassis is going to be obviously 10mm up but still completely flat, so it will allow for those extra bits of weld. But yeah, enough of the waffling, enough of the waffling. Let's just crack on. So I spent over an hour squaring this frame up. Now the reason being is I like to spend a lot of extra time just double checking, triple checking, quadruply checking, making sure everything is as square as possible. Now these spacers have worked really well. They haven't got it absolutely perfect. I still needed to go around with obviously big squares and stuff. but it has allowed me to kind of cut the time down by quite a lot and not have to double check as much. So it's kind of braced in terms of for welding. We've got this rail completely flat against this. So obviously there's a 90 from the tables flat and up to here. That's obviously bolted to there. Obviously we've done the same on the rear and obviously on this corner here. Now I know the distance between the two frame rails, which obviously I've got a very fancy kind of measuring apparatus that will measure in between. As you can see, it's got a little bit that sticks out. But yeah, confirmed front and rear is perfect. But more importantly, it's the squareness of the frame. So massive set square. And as you can see, that goes in without a problem. There's no gap up here, there's no gap down there, there's no gap here. It is just perfectly square. So I'm going to be able to now tack in with the welder. And obviously with these being 3D printed on the cheapest material I've got, which is PLA, they're not going to be great with heat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just do one little small low tack, probably something like 50, 60 amp. Do one in that other corner, come back to this one, that one, leave it to cool. And then I'm going to do the same process again till the top kind of sections have got 4 tacks. And then what I'll do is I'll knock the bottoms off, obviously get this off of the blocks, pull it forwards, do the same front and rear. And then these will be fully kind of welded in terms of tacks. They're not going to get fully slugged in obviously because they're not going to stay in, they're just temporary. Once we've done that, we'll reassess where we go. But obviously I think I'm just going to jump straight onto the back. So I'm going to turn the welder on and we're going to get welding. Back end is pretty much done. Now I haven't fully welded it, quite simply because where you guys are sat at the minute is on top of the cab and it's raining outside, so I can't put the cab out and I don't want to get welder sparks onto the fresh paint. So it is what it is. I've decided going forwards now I'm just going to tack everything with the TIG, and then when there's a kind of a sunny day, if there is one, put the cab outside and just do all the welding in one hit. Now I could TIG weld the whole chassis, I've done that on previous builds, but there's no benefit. It takes forever. It does look nice when you don't need to grind it off, but in all honesty, I'd rather just go around with the MIG. It's loads quicker, big fat beefy slugs are wild everywhere, job's good one. So there are a few things I need to do. So we've got the top bars in, we've got some gussets in here. There's a lower bar. Now the reason there is a lower bar on this is because where I'm putting the panhard chassis mount, which is this little beastie here, that's going kind of on that section there, so it'd be nice to be able to transfer some of the forces and stuff through the frame. So that's going to go on at a later date. I'm not putting these kind of fancy bits on now because they're just going to get in the way. Additionally, the rear section I haven't done on camera, but it's the same as the rest. That has been tack welded in. That's the rear cross member, the kind of the final one. Obviously the ends are open on this, but they will be capped in. There is additionally to this going to be a tow hitch or receiver hitch welded in. Now that's going to get welded onto this cross member. Basically sleeves over as so, 5mm steel each side, and then what I'm going to do is on the back of the 5mm steel I'm going to try and bring this into the chassis somewhere as well, because obviously towing off the rear is fine, but if it's something really heavy there's going to be a potential to kind of bend this section. Whereas if it's kind of in here and braced, then yeah, no chance really. Not that I'm going to be towing anything heavy off it. Probably won't tow at all, but if it's there, I want it to be able to be functional. Unlike those Tesla Cybertrucks where it just rips off the back, I want this to actually be able to hold what it's towing. So can't do that one yet either, because I need to get the tank dipped in to work out kind of where I can then put tubes and stuff around it. So that's a job for a later date. Similarly with kind of this section here. Now a few of you may have watched the earlier videos where I was doing some CAD designing. The reason I've done all this in CAD is because everything is down to the exact millimetre. So that can be clamped on there, welded in. Not only is it 5mm steel, which is going to add a lot of strength to this because it's going to work as a spreader plate. Additionally, like I say, it gets everything down to the millimetre. I know this welded on this side, it's going to be the exact same as the other welded on the other side, because obviously it's welded into where it needed to be perfectly. So back end, as I say, is pretty much finished for now. The next stage now is to weld in the front cross member. So the front cross member is this big old beastie down here. We're going to get this in, we're going to get this measured where it needs to be, squared up, and then pretty much we're on to either the front end geometry or we do tackle the rear end by welding the extra bits up. I'm not sure where I'm going at the minute with it, but I do know, first things first, I need to get this welded in. Member has been tacked in. Now there is a bit of wood on here, I don't know if you can see in the background, but just about here there is the bottom arm, and basically I've just been double checking everything's kind of where it should be, which it is. So next video I'm going to look at doing all the front suspension work. We're going to work out where all the top mounts go, fabricate up the top arm kind of mounting sections, which is some CDS tube through here, show all the angles and stuff for the suspension, because a few mil that way versus a few mil that way will be the difference between it driving really good and driving absolutely awful. But yeah, we'll cover that in the next video. I'm probably also going to cover the rear suspension as well. Maybe just get all the suspension done in one video. But yeah, at the minute, I'm happy. I've got a perimeter chassis. Yes, it needs welding all the way up, but realistically at this point, it's happy with it tacked and I can get on to the next stage. So, thanks for watching. Hopefully see you in the next video. Peace out.